if you stand firmly against the devil, he gonna run. If the devil is sitting on your stuff and not running, you know what that tells me? You're not standing against him. You're not challenging him. You're not telling him, loose my child. You're not telling, oh, devil, you're a lie. Child goes to school, come back coughing, it might be COVID. I know they should have masked those children at that school. I don't know what's wrong with the governor. I don't care nothing about what the governor's saying or don't say. If the devil's trying to put something in my child's life, I challenge him. And I don't challenge him by my own power now, mind you. So I challenge him, I stand firmly against him, and I rebuke him. But this is how. In the book of Jude, it tells us that Moses' body, when Moses died, he went into the mountains to die, and nobody knows where he was buried, or even if he was buried. For that, the only way we find out he was buried is from the book of Jude. So the angels obviously buried him, right? They left him in the grave, but the devil, Satan, decided after Jesus Christ rose from the dead, Moses is about the most influential. He was the lawgiver. I'm going to get in Moses' body. I'm going to reanimate it. And then when I reanimate Moses' body, I'll mislead the people and lead them from Christ. I'll keep them from that power. I'll keep them from knowing that they've got power over me by getting in Moses' body. So he goes to where Moses' body was, wherever it was in the mountains, he finds it. And when he finds Moses' body, guess what he finds? He finds Michael, the archangel, standing there guarding it. And the Bible says, Michael said, I'm not going to argue with you. The devil apparently started an argument, right? He wants to know, I can get in this, but whatever the argument was, Michael said, whoa, time out. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't have time to argue with you. He said, the Lord rebuke you. I don't want you to miss it now. He said, I'm not going to argue and fuss and fight with you. The way I'm going to get you, the way I'm going to stand firmly against you, I'm going to tell you the Lord rebuke you. Can you say that? Can you say this with me? Repeat after me. Satan, the Lord rebuke you. Or if you're watching at home, just type in the comments, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. That's all he needed to do. So what we find then from that brief picture, from that small picture in the book of Jude, we find this, that when Satan tries to take your stuff, tries to take what doesn't belong to him, the best way to get rid of him is to say, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. You're trying to say, well, hang on. You watch a lot of movies, and you watched, what was the latest one? Not The Conjuring. That was probably the latest one. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, whatever. It makes my sermon, right? All this wrestling and fighting they're doing with the demons. 3-4 days. We got to come back next week and finish it up. The demon in The Exorcist, so maybe you're familiar with that one, spinning her head around, or the nun in The Conjuring. Oh my God. Really? Running rampant through people out of fear. You're afraid to challenge the devil because you're scared you might wake up and your head spinning. Then what you gonna do? Well, let me tell you something. He's not the big bad you think he is. When Jesus got out of the boat and confronted the maniac of the Gadarenes, this is what the demon said. What do we have to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us before the time? Oh, man, this is a series, so we got to mention this again and again and again. What does he mean before the time? Remember in the book of Genesis, when God spoke and he prophesied to the woman and he prophesied to the devil about the woman, he said this. He said, I'm going to put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. You're going to bruise his heel, but he's going to bruise your head. That's what the maniac was talking about. He was talking about, he knew that the time was coming when the destruction would come. He's not talking about at the end time when judgment is passed. He's talking about at Calvary.
Yeah.
At Calvary. Who is this woman? He was not talking about Eve. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. You think he's talking about Eve when God says, I'm going to put enmity between you and the woman, but it's not Eve he's talking about. Every man in the Bible, every kid in the Bible is the seed of their father. Anytime you read, Isaac was Abraham's seed. Jacob was Isaac's seed. Solomon was David's seed. David was, what's David's daddy name? Jesse. Never do you read in the Bible where a man is a woman's seed. But God says, I'm going to destroy you through the seed of the woman. What woman? Because Cain and Abel were Adam's seed. What seed did this woman produce? Oh, I don't want to confuse you. I just want to help you understand. The woman he's talking about is not Eve. He's talking about Mary. Why the seed of a woman? Because no man is going to have anything to do with this seed. The only flesh that is going to get is from the woman. Oh, you're going to bruise his heel, but he going to get you. He going to bruise your head. Now, here. Jesus destroyed him, defeated him 2,021 years ago. Is the devil still acting up today? So the question then is, how can a defeated enemy still act up? Well, I'm glad you asked. I just want to remind you, Keith, from world history at Ross S. Sterling Senior High School in Baytown, Mrs. Hunt told us that after World War II, when Allied forces were going through these little islands in Japan, there were Japanese soldiers that were at battle because they hadn't gotten the word that they'd been defeated. They hadn't heard about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were still fighting as if the battle was still going on. Well, Pastor, is that what you're saying? The devil is fighting because demons haven't heard? No. The reason the devil is fighting, the Allied forces had to send an occupied army. General Douglas MacArthur basically ruled Japan. And his job was to go through and make sure that everything that we won, we keep. Oh, you missed it again. Let me break it down again. What the devil is, the defeated devil, he going to remain defeated and sit on your stuff in his defeated state until you challenge him. The reason he's acting like the big bad is because nobody is confronting him.